And let's go with the newest products, very interesting products, because when I see this QBASE reference, I say, okay, so Nordost are going serious about like power conditioning, because this one is like an all-in-one unit. Like you don't need anything else. Like you have already like active component inside of it, and if people buy it, you don't have to worry about anything. So would you mind like introduce like the technology inside, the component inside, and how it works?
Absolutely. The basics in terms of the passive layout is based on the QB8 Mark III, but because of the, as you can see, it's a much larger box or extrusion. That means that we can make even larger and heavier traces. So the current capabilities of the QBASE Reference is quite a bit better than the QB8.
So you can plug like directly the monoblock inside the QBASE Reference as well.
Yeah. There is the idea of doing all in one box is that it should be the heart of your system, and you should never be afraid of connecting all components that you have. Even if you got power hungry mono amplifiers, they should be capable of going into the same unit here. So you have one connection point to the wall socket, to the outer world, and everything is around the QBASE Reference. So you connect your monoblocks, you connect your streamer, you connect your preamplifier, you connect anything that is in your system should go into your QBASE to maximize the effect of the star earth and the voltage directionality technology that we have. Before that, everything is put into a mechanically tuned chassis. We have a mechanically resonance perfected chassis to go with this, where even the feet here is the sword foot that we normally go for the speakers. So it's a very, very thought through concept in terms of the mechanical aspects. When it comes to the active components, we have built in 4 of the active devices, the Q sign and the Q wave that we have just been talking about, 2 Q signs and 2 Q waves. We also have a Q point technology built in, which is optimized towards the AC domain. Unlike the actual product Q point, which is a DC domain, and it also has a form factor to consider. We need to have it small so that it actually can slide in underneath. With this large chassis, we can have bigger components, so we can optimize it towards AC and towards what is inside the QBASE. The buttons you see on the front is actually controlling the active Q sign and Q wave modules inside. So you can toggle between the modes here. You got one side that is using 1 Q wave and 1 Q sign, and the other side is the same. And you operate them by toggle. So Q wave on, Q wave off, and Q sign on. Both of them on.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like a balanced product that you can separate. So the digital can go into one side, and you can choose which ways, which subwave or sign is on, and the analog you can differ. Very interesting product. Indeed.
Exactly. We have chosen to do that because a power conditioner, traditional power conditioner, will have an encircled area. You should put your digital components in here because they have one type of filtering technology in that side. And then you have analog components, and that's because they have a different filtering technology. To begin with, all of our outlets are identical. There is no difference. But like we were talking about before, if you physically separate digital domain from analog domain, say, you will gain benefits from that. And with this, we take it even one step further. You can physically separate them, but you can also individually treat them with our noise reduction technologies. So you can actually build up an area to your own liking.
Yeah.
Very customizable.
Yeah. So one question.
Yeah.
So if I bought this QBASE reference, so can I use like another type of Nordost? Like if I can I use the QV and the QK, or put like the QS on top or something like that, and we work in conjunction with each other? Or?
Absolutely. All the technologies here, it's mix and match to your own liking. You can really just concentrate, trust your own ears, and try out, work with our products. They're very modular if you do add-ons to this. So you can add on if it works, if it's good, go ahead. If you don't like it, don't go ahead.
Yeah, of course. It's your like wallet talking, to be honest. But I think this product is very promising, and from what I hear in this offline is very impressive, to be honest. And
thank you.
This absolute unit, like one piece, and it sounds like a lot better compared to the previous one. So to finish things off, I would say let's end it with a drama. So here in Vietnam, there is a lot of concern that there's a certain kind of skeptic, I would say. They say, okay, so sometimes they can't hear the difference between the QBASE and the normal products. Like they introduce the QV and the QK. It's not that much different. So is there something wrong with that approach, or is there something they could do to make a difference? Or what do you think about this one?
At Nordost, we have basically built the company on demonstrable benefits. So typically, if you go to a show, you will and you see that Nordost is there. You could count on that. There will be comparisons. We live on that. We can demonstrate this because there is an objective world and there is a subjective world.
Yeah, of course.
You can always talk till you're blue in the face about different measurement values and so on. At the end of the day, it is the proof is in the pudding. If you hear a difference, if you experience a difference, there is a difference. Trust your hearing, and we have never done mandatory buying. So if you don't hear the difference, we don't force you to buy the product. Trust your own hearing and go for that. The other thing that I would just to get into as a general recommendation is to listen for one thing at a time. Don't overdo it. If your system is very complex, listen to one single detail at a time. Do not try to do too much at a time.
Yeah, and of course, I think there is like with Nordost in Vietnam, you have like a very supportive like distributor, especially like with Hi-Fi Life and Hi-Fi Store here in Ho Chi Minh City. They have very good like supportive like salesperson, I would say. So they could come into your home and demonstrate it for your customer as well. I think that is the best possible solution, that have a person who know Nordost inside out and demonstrate the difference.
Just to finish that off, definitely we're very happy to have the distributor that we do have and that actually understands that that is our concept. Our products needs to be, they should be demonstrated. They should be compared with. We really encourage people to compare our products with anything else.
So thank you so much for taking your time with us today, and I hope that has answered a lot of our audience question, and hope you have a good trip in Vietnam, and hope you all the best.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.